we're going to start our match reviews for this evening. We do these like every Monday, about 3 hours into stream. Even if you're not present for your match review, do not worry, because I will put up on YouTube if you are not here, so you can still see it. This match review comes to us from Justice, who has 1,700 hours thinking about Dead by Daylight, so a little bit past that amount of hours. I would expect you to be able to have quick and consistent chases, be able to macro pressure the map fairly well, that sort of thing. You have your DBD fundamentals down. You're playing Chucky, good old Chucky, who most people put like low A, high B tier. This is a very, very high skill floor character, so it's kind of demanding these days to learn Chucky. So despite that, he still maintains his strength as a very, very quick 2-tap kind of character. He mostly suffers in the regard that he's a 110 melee character who doesn't really have a wealth of macro pressure. So that's kind of where your shortcomings are going to be. You are on Azrael's Resting Place, which is a pretty good killer map, because if you can control the middle, which you should be able to as Chucky, especially with the scamper ability, which is kind of like his strongest thing that he does, chaining a bunch of those middle tiles together. You should be able to pull off a pretty good result here. The problem is that if they do maintain control on the middle, especially because there's blood gens, this is the Blood Moon event. So if they if they do, you know, put all the blood in the middle gen and break up that very crucial choke point, then it's going to be hard for you as Chucky to get around. So let's take a look at your add-ons and your perks. You're using Power Drill, which is, that's just all that's called. I was like, oh, I'm going to use the proper verbiage, but no, it's just called Power Drill. Reduces the cooldown duration of Hidey Ho by 10 seconds after a successful slice and dice attack, which is what we were talking about earlier. Chucky really succeeds at a really quick 2 taps. So this will help you with that. So you can just like hit somebody and go straight into slice and dicing somebody. You're also using Rat Poison, which used to be one of his most busted add-ons, kind of seen better days. This is now that the auras of all survivors within 6 meters of your location reveal to you for 2.5 seconds while you're performing a slice and dice attack. These are fine. Rat Poison, like I said, has seen better days though, but I do know that a lot of Chucky players still run this, just with the understanding it's not as amazing as it used to be. So it's not a bad pick. It's just like it used to be better, so just keep that in mind. Some other options that I would recommend to you if you want to run something else is Jump Rope. Obviously a very, very good add-on. This extends the duration of Slice and Dice to 108% of its default duration, which is good because that is literally the difference maker between a lot of hits or misses. Speaking of another add-on that could be the big difference maker between a hit or a miss, Running Shoes is also very good. This gives you a 2% haste bonus after scampering for 5 seconds, which once again could very much help you decide or make that definitive change between a miss and a hit. So those are some other options for you there. Your pikes, this is interesting because you're using Deadlock, which is just a fair, easy slowdown to put on any character. It's kind of hard to go around with Deadlock. It just kind of goes per good perk. Bamboozle, I also understand, because like even on a character like this where like the special vault doesn't give you the extra synergy, still shutting down a strong window could be really helpful for setting up a slice and dice attack. Plaything and Phantom Fear is a little odd to me, because Phantom Fear is the Springtrap teachable where within your eternity, as somebody looks at you, they scream. But you're obviously undetectable a lot of the time, and you're also going to be making them oblivious with Plaything. So, you had me on the right side of your build, and the left side, I'm kind of like, you kind of lose me a bit. Yeah. So if I'm looking at the problem with Plaything too, is it's just like, I feel like, despite the fact that a lot of Survivor players are not the best, is that a lot of people, as like you go up in MMR, kind of just leave their playthings up. Like the idea is you put up playthings so they have a side objective that they got to go do. But a lot of people are just like, nah, I'll just play more careful. I'll turn off my Spotify while working on this gen. And especially with Chucky, Chucky's a hard one for this, because Chucky's deal is that like his stealth is kind of only like pseudo stealth, because you get the footsteps everywhere, but also while he's undetectable, he's like, yeah. So like that kind of adds to things a little bit too. So yeah. So, but that's my thoughts on your full build. I think your add-on choices are fine, and your perk choices are a little questionable, at least for half of them. But that's just my take. Ooh. That wasn't even Phantom Fear. It's Phantom Fear. Green scratch marks on this map are going to be kind of annoying. Okay, you're choosing to take a chase at Shack early on. That may be time consuming, but if you end up performing well, it won't matter too much. Ooh, good shit. Good hit. I think it's a nice quality of life change that they show you on your perks down to the bottom right. Just how long that window is blocked. I think it's a nice little effect, little quality of life thing. We have a really good start. If I could have a forecast, we do have a bludgeon in the middle of the map, which is ooh, that was a good idea. You just didn't have the distance. That was a good idea. But that's also why jump rope is nice, because jump rope could be the difference maker there. It kind of sucks that a lot of add-ons on DBD are like that, where it's like, there's kind of no reason not to run them. You know? Like, it really is just your own prerogative. I like that choice, yeah. That was a good mind game. You're kind of playing... I see what you're doing, because, like, as Chucky, you really need to, like, kind of, like, hold down specific areas because, like, you don't have map movement, really. You don't really have a lot of macro presence as this character. But they've already done this gen in this area, so this may not work out, just from a macro sense perspective. That's kind of the messed up thing about blood gens in general, though. It's just because they go so quick without much effort. Like, it's like holding down an area is far more difficult in the event mode. Good read, good jump. You're good at getting reads with the slice and dice. I think when I see a lot of Chuckies that struggle and they like will send in a match review, it's because they just don't use the power a lot and like just want to brutal zone everything. Good mind game. You're actually kind of smooth with it. Which is nice. Obviously don't obviously mean kind of. I just, that's the saying. Kind of smooth with it. But you're just doing a good job. Let's just see how this goes wrong. Because you have Nancy Death Hook at 4. Which is pretty good. But I think it is the Blood Moon event. So you can breathe and those two other gens will pop now. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. Just like them splitting the map. Oh, I respect the attempt. I respect the attempt. You're not playing bad from a 1v1 perspective. I just think some macro stuff may come into play. That's my forecast. Hey, Dizzy. It's going pretty well. We're doing match reviews right now. I'm not plugging my stuff here to be that guy, but you should check out my Dream Park on Jurassic World. I've been uploading all the VODs. I think it's in a really good spot. I think it's going really well. I think you would appreciate it. Honestly, you should go for Nancy here. You've devoted all of your time to getting Nancy Death Hook. Going after Michaela here does nothing for you. Basically, like, I typically don't encourage people to... like, if you're going to tunnel at, like, out the gate, you kind of have to commit to it. It's a very specific style of play, and it is extremely optimal. But the reason I don't recommend it is because most people, that's not the game plan. They just kind of end up tunneling somebody, and then they don't think about, like, I need to finish this tunnel. Because this is kind of what's happening here. It's like you have played in a way so far where you're like, I'm hard tunneling Nancy out of the game. But I don't think you've clocked that. So you're like, okay, well, now I'll go chase Michaela. Now, that being said, on stronger characters, this is a play style that a lot of people do. And it's totally viable where they're like, they'll get somebody Death Hook early, and then they'll go hook another person, then come back. With Chucky, you don't really have the strength or mobility to do that consistently. So, I would have just got Nancy out here and then played the rest of the game.
Stay down.
Because now Nancy could be cross map for all you know. She could have gone all the way up to main building, and that's it. You just won't ever see her again. Yeah, that's another good point, Elena. There's no perks here that are really like... There's Plaything, but like, we were talking about Plaything earlier. You're also spending a lot of downtime just kind of searching around, hoping somebody is... Especially Shack. I think checking Shack multiple times is weird to me because like, the gen in there is already done. So I really don't understand why somebody would be there in the flow of this game, you know? Like, there's really no reason somebody would just be chilling at Shack, but you check it multiple times, which is kind of odd. I think this is one of the biggest, like, takeaways that I see that I give often a lot, is that, like, killers will search areas where, like, there's not really a reason a survivor would be there, but even then, they spend a lot of downtime just kind of, like, turning over rocks and looking at every nook and cranny and hoping that a survivor will appear. I think it's a big problem across a lot of the killer player bases. They just, like, spend a lot of downtime searching for people. Like, you guys will see me when we're playing. Like, I'll get like a scream from a perk or something, and I'll go over to that area. And if I don't find him in like 10 seconds, 10, 15 seconds, I'm like, I'm out of here. I am wasting too much time. Oh, no, I hope you're doing amazing. Yeah, because now you're in a situation where now you're fresh hooking everybody when by 2 gens you need somebody dead. That's the big issue. She's playing patiently too. You know, Nancy's sealed up somewhere. You're probably never going to see her again. I'm wondering why you didn't scamper that. It's interesting. Yeah, you there for some reason at 3 gens you've decided to start like with somebody death to start getting a bunch of fresh hooks on people. Which is not ideal. You could have sliced and diced her here. Yeah, you went to that way too late. Good mind game though. Ended up working. Chicken pizza? That sounds delicious. Some chicken pizza. Yeah, I think this is mostly like a macro mistake of... Like, you got somebody death hook early, and then you just didn't capitalize on it. And then at the point of the match where you need to be, like, locking in as much pressure as possible, you kind of just went, nah, let's go nice. Let's play nice and just give everybody a break. Which is, you know, not ideal. Hi, Herbert. How are you? Dude, we were... we were, like... We went over to my folks' place for Easter, and we were just talking about, like, the friends, the homies. Liz, while talking about you, said Horbert. So funny. Just talking to my old folks, like, oh yeah, Horbert, our friend. So funny. Good slice and dice. Your slice and dices are clean, though. You clearly know what you're doing on this character. Good job cutting this person off. Ooh. That's fair. I would have probably went for that too. But yeah, she played that right. I wonder why that person gave up. Yeah, I feel that way too. Like, I feel like people don't like facing me. That's why I try to, like, check their profiles and just dodge, give them a different player. I'm so juiced that I'm playing with one hand. Oh, by the way, I didn't know you were a teacher either. Really, that's pretty cool. Saw that on your feeders. I don't teach anymore, but I did for a while, so. What percent? No, not play against you. No, that's fair. I play to win. I play pretty chill, but I like match energy. So if you're trying to win, I'll try to win. It's locked in. I get that a lot. It's really funny. They'll be like, how are you playing with one hand? It would be really cool if like one of those like pedals that could just do WASD. That'd be sick. New development? Ah, I see, I see. So it wasn't always that case. I agree with you not going after Cheryl here because you don't hooks on them. It's a little too late though. Yeah. Yeah, that's rough. But with your feet. One thing I would want if I like won the lottery was like one of those ergonomic desks where I can like stand and play. That'd be nice. It doesn't really matter now because like the macro play came back to haunt you. So now it's like even if you do play perfectly, it's like you're not going to beat him to the door, you know? What if you get your power back attack maybe? It's a match for you, yeah. No, I'm playing with both my hands on my chest right now. Hit him with the mind power. Chucky, hit the most clutch slice and dice of your life. Okay. I tried to use my mental powers, but my mental health isn't great, so it didn't quite communicate. Don't look. Okay, go check out the perks, make sure there's nothing going on here though. Like, there's a lot of deja vu here, but like, it's the blood moon events. It's not like deja vu is crazy. It still helps, but I don't think it was really the perks. I think like literally, I feel like this came down more to just like macro decisions because you had this game like hook, line, and sinker. You had it won, but I think at 3 gens, I don't know if it was a conscious choice to be nice or not, but like you made some choices that kind of snowballed into your loss. Ooh, excuse me, burpee. So in terms of your main takeaways, your first main takeaway and the one that's the most important is why you lost this game, like it's almost single-handedly the reason, is because you, for whatever reason, decided at 3 gens, despite having somebody death hook, you decided that you were gonna not go after that person anymore. Like I was saying at the time, yes, Rainer, you're totally new here. Like I was saying at the moment of it too, it's like, I don't know if it was a purposeful choice, but like you did kind of like hard tunnel Nancy at the beginning of the game, which is fine. There's nothing morally wrong about it. Let's make that clear. But like regardless, that's the setup you had where you had her death hook at 4 gens. At that point, you might as well have capitalized on hard tunneling her and finished the tunnel, got her out of the game. And then it's a 3v1 for the rest of the game, which is very nice, very beneficial for you. However, despite this, despite you getting this person to death hook fairly early in the game, you kind of just like gave him a break. You were like, okay, well, now that you're death hook, you can go do whatever you want. And as a result, this match kind of slipped through your fingers, even though you had it. Your slice and dices were clean, quick. You won almost all of your mind games. If you had just got somebody out of the game early, this would have been a done deal and it wouldn't have been close. So this is one of those things where it's like, especially in the blood moon event where gens go really, really fast, you kind of need somebody out of the game by 2 or 3 gens. So you definitely should have like continued and finished the tunnel that you started on Nancy. And if you had finished that tunnel on Nancy, you probably would have won this game and it probably wouldn't have been close. So that was like the main one and the most painful one, but I will give you other takeaways that aren't as significant that did impact the quality of this game. The second one is like you spend a lot of time searching around for people, and like I was saying in the moment, it's not really like something you should be hard on yourself for, because I feel like it's a fairly common thing that people do is they're like, there's got to be somebody around here, and they'll search around for like 20 seconds like looking for a person in a corner of a map. So I would not spend that much time. Like if they're ratting, sure, it's frustrating and annoying, but like the amount of time you waste searching around gets transferred into gen time. And especially in the blood moon event where like all that gen progress can happen in like 2 seconds just of one blood pump drop. Like you kind of can't afford to spend a lot of downtime just like walking around and hoping somebody shows up. So try not to spend too much time walking around and looking for people. it's okay to check like a corner or an area, but especially that time in the middle of this match where you check Shaq like 3 times. Also on top of the fact that Shaq gen was already finished, so there's like not really realistically a reason somebody would be in there. That was a huge time sink, and I think that did end up hurting you a lot. I think this is kind of tied into number 1, but like I feel like I just kind of want to get a little bit more like particular about the advice here. It's like for your third takeaway, fresh hook survivors are not really the people you need to be chasing at like 1 to 3 gens. Here, like at 2 to 3 gens, it's not really in your best interest to be like hunting like down a brand new survivor when you have somebody death hook. Like just get them out of the game. just go get the people that have the most hooks out of the game and then return to the other 2. But I don't know. Either way, those would be okay. It's the fresh hook thing. Well, there's no such thing as that in DBD. in pub DBD, you're gonna lose the game that way. So yeah, don't do that. But regardless, those will be my 3 main takeaways, and hopefully that helps you do better. But yeah.